So most people, when they call me, they've got an investment property for sale or under contract to sell. At that point, we get with the title company. We open up their bank account. We don't hold anybody's money internally. It's all sitting in a segregated account, FDIC insured, in a bank. We get it set up with closing. We do our documents, which is our contract. They close, the money goes to their exchange account. The day they close starts the 45 days to identify what they want to buy. That's also called the dreaded 45 days because nobody thinks it's enough time. And the 180 days to close on one or more of the properties that they identify.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson. And today I'm speaking with Lu Ann Blough, who's been making some serious moves in the real estate space for quite some time now. Lu Ann, welcome in. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
I'm excited for our talk today. We're going to dig in on a conversation that I think a lot of investors need to know about, especially when it comes to tax implications and just things that have to do with the deal. So let's dive in. For people who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now and what markets do you operate in?
We are a nationwide qualified intermediary, meaning we can deal with any state, anybody in any state. We deal with all markets, single family, commercial, whatever you've got, because we don't want you to have to pay taxes. So,
And what do y'all do? Like, take us into that intermediary term. What are you doing for the folks that are working with you?
the 1031 exchange has been around since 1904. The government, the IRS, put it in place to help get more money into the real estate market. So instead of the capital gains tax that you would have to pay on an investment property when you sell it, you can defer that gain by rolling it into new property. So a 1031 exchange always involves a sale and a purchase, or with the reverse exchange, a purchase and then a sale.
Okay. All right, let's start with the first version. Take us through that. For someone that's listening or watching and they're not that familiar with 1031s, what is it that you feel like they should know first? Because you're an educator too. You teach about this. Educate us. What is something that we need to know out of the gate?
So if you are an investor and if you've owned a property longer than a year and a day, you're going to pay tax on the gain if you sell it without the 1031. Federal tax is normally 20% of your gain. Our friends in California have an additional, I'm in Texas, so we don't have a state. You're in Florida, so no state capital gains, but California's got the highest and it's 14.8% on top of that 20% federal. Plus, a little known fact is depreciation recapture. Most investors, when they own real estate, they will depreciate it yearly. If they sell it and they don't do an exchange, the government is going to want 25% of that total back. So the 1031 exchange allows you to defer the tax and defer the depreciation recapture by purchasing more real estate. And it can be anything. We were talking about that earlier, Micah. It can be anything defined as real estate in any state in the country.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Now, are there particular asset classes it works better with, or truly across the board it's a useful tool?
It's across the board a useful tool. You just have to have owned the property in your own taxpayer ID. So syndications where there's an entity that has a taxpayer ID and has a bunch of investors in it, that doesn't always work. Because one of the rules of the exchange is that the taxpayer ID on the sale has to be the same as the taxpayer ID on the purchase. That make sense?
Yeah, if they're not going to buy again, then if that same EIN's not making the purchase, then it won't go across. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it can't.
Gotcha.
Because they own a percentage of the entity that owns the real estate. They don't actually own real estate.
Sure, that makes sense completely.
That's good.
Now, when is there too small of a property to use a 1031 for? Like, do you need enough to do it? Does that make sense? Like, if someone's thinking about, I only got one house, or do I need enough houses? When does that really kick in, or is it out of the gate?
It's personal. I talked to a guy, excuse me, this morning who only had $5,000 worth of gain. To him, minus our fee, it was still worth it to do it. Some people
Okay.
I talked to, I've only got 10,000 in taxes. I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to go ahead and pay the tax and not do the exchange. So it's really the individual person, which is what I like about it. What their goals are, what their financial situation is,
That
which is
makes
why I
sense.
like to talk to them.
Well, I mean, doing it long enough now. I mean, one thing I know about 1031 exchanges, you need to work with professionals on it. You got to work with folks who are doing what they're doing. Because take us through that process on the buy and then sell, because there's timelines involved, correct? Like, there's all these different little pieces you have to hit at the right time to make sure it goes through. So take us through a mock-up transaction for that process.
Can I do both? Can I do the sale and the buy, and then the buy and the
Absolutely.
sell?
Absolutely. I want to hear both sides.
So most people, when they call me, they've got an investment property for sale or under contract to sell. At that point, we get with the title company. We open up their bank account. We don't hold anybody's money internally. It's all sitting in a segregated account, FDIC insured, in a bank. We get it set up with closing. We do our documents, which is our contract. They close. The money goes to their exchange account. The day they close starts the 45 days to identify what they want to buy. That's also called the dreaded 45 days because nobody thinks it's enough time. And the 180 days to close on one or more of the properties that they identify. Those two timelines run concurrent. And we send little reminders saying, hey, 45 days is coming up. We send them forms. And then once they go under contract for a replacement property, then we do the same thing on the other end. We get with the title company. We get them set up. We get the documents in place. They sign off on the wire form along with us in the bank, allowing the amount of money to be transferred to title for that purchase. And then
Okay.
after they're done, we send them a closeout package so that they've got it for their CPAs for the following year.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Now, what happens if you miss the 45-day mark? What happens on day 46?
You get your money back and you pay tax.
So that's the rule. Like you got 45 days or you're paying taxes once you open up this process.
Or you have a hurricane or COVID hits and the federal government says there's a disaster, and then we have had some of those. The flooding in Texas last year, we did. The fires in California, there were extensions,
Sure. Yeah, those things that we can't account for.
or
That
control.
right,
Exactly.
yeah, that we can't control, they just come out of nowhere. Okay, so there's a little flexibility there. Now, let's talk about that 180-day date. If they get to day 181, is it the same thing? Now it's all over now? We're
Yeah,
paying
and
the
the only
taxes.
time we run into trouble with that, honestly, Micah, is if a property that they wanna buy is in probate and it gets held up,
Gotcha.
or if it's a new construction from the ground up, in which case I will try to talk them out of identifying it, because the builder's gonna tell you they can get it done, and experience has shown that they don't always get it done, and they've got somebody waiting in the wings to buy. So, yeah, they're
90
hard and
days in
fast.
a new build. Holy cow, you're you're pushing the limit right there. I don't wanna
You're
go to sleep for those 180 days. I'd be stressed out every night.
No, I've been doing a lot of new builds, but they're 3/4 of the way done
Gotcha, okay.
when they start.
That makes way more sense 'cause, yeah, if you're living on the edge if you're starting a new build in
You're
100 days. That
jump
concrete ain't even set yet, you're trying to close.
you're jumping off the edge if you're
Right, right, yeah. No
and the
thanks.
reverse exchange, I can go over that quick,
Please,
a
yeah, take
brief.
us to the
It's
next way.
more complicated, but what if you found a property that you wanted to buy before you were able to sell your property or properties? So a reverse 1031 is you can't buy that before you sell, but we, as your intermediary, can set up an entity in the state you're buying, borrow the money from you or from you and a lender. We actually take title to that property only as a placeholder, not as a we're going to take your property. Um, it's leased back to the buyer, to our clients. It's very tightly wound. And then once you sell the property, then you get any money that you've had to front returned to you. So the sale will also go into an exchange. And then we do what we flip it back to the client. They file a form with the appraisal district, and then they're done. They're more expensive, but
Yeah,
'cause they're a lot of work.
yeah, yeah, you got 2 things happening at the same time right there. Especially with the accounts that you're needing to set up and moving it all between title, that is a lot of work going on.
It is a lot of
However,
work.
do you do that one often? Is that one more popular than the other one? They're about the same? Like, what's the ratio?
They're growing. I would say for my book of business, probably I've done more reverses in the past year and a half than probably the first 10 and a half years combined.
Interesting.
It's interesting. It's really interesting.
I see why I see why it would make sense to do it 'cause you never know when you're gonna find a property, and you don't always wanna sell your property, and the timing, like, when it comes to selling a property, it's such a timing thing anyways of when you're doing it to make sure you're getting into that right thing, so the forward, easier, cheaper option has some level of difficulty to it if the market's not right, if the timing's not right, if all these things, where this other now, are there time is that one time bound too?
The
What are the
180
daily
days.
so that
Well,
one so you
yeah, you've already ID'd what you're gonna buy when we take
right,
title to it for you. So the 45 days goes out the window. The key is the
okay.
180 days.
Now
You
you
have
just gotta
to
make
have
sure you're sold.
you have to have your other properties sold within the 180 days because it's gonna be yours anyway at the end of 180 days. So, yeah,
Interesting. Oh, I
I've
love
got
this. I
one
love learning
client.
new things.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
This is so fun. I've got one client right now up in Salina, which is one of the fastest growing cities. And I won't name names, but he and his family they've got land worth $50 million up
Wow.
there. So we are doing reverses on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What 'cause
We even
they found
hired.
they have the 50 million in land and they found something they wanna buy. So now they're gonna buy that, set up the exchange backwards, and then sell that land, and when that closes, then the money goes basically, boom, it switches, right? It
Well
you get the
done. Yeah.
okay, I
Well,
appreciate that.
actually, they have found several things they want to buy, and they're selling off the land parcel by parcel. So
That
yeah,
gets me to the next thing, because you don't have to just buy it's not a one for one, right? You can buy multiple things with that money coming out.
oh yeah, you can identify up to 3
Okay.
with no cap on the value. If you go over 3, so say you sold, I don't know, a condo for what, half a million in Florida? I don't know. And you wanted to buy 6 other properties. The IRS puts a cap on it called the 200% rule. So we would have to take your sales price of half a million, multiply it times 2, so that's a million. And then when you send us your 45-day list, those 6 properties added up together could not be more than a million.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's probably the most confusing rule in the whole exchange, I think.
Why is it there? When did it get there? Who put that one in?
Because it's 1984, the IRS. I have no
Okay,
words for this.
gotcha. In '84, they just said, "Alright, if it's 3, doesn't matter. If it's 6, we're only 200%ing you."
I think it's honestly, I think there probably is a logical reason that they don't want people going out and putting earnest money down on 15 properties without, and screwing up the market. That would be my guess, but I don't really know.
I could swallow that answer. I could believe that could be the case, because if it doesn't work out, now you got 15 properties tied up and they're all falling apart, we got a big mess we're cleaning up now.
Exactly. And up until 2018, we could do 1031 exchanges on some personal property. So, like, if you had cows on a ranch, you wanted to sell the cows, you would have to buy cows of a higher value, but we could do exchanges on those. We could do exchanges on Learjets as long as you bought a better Learjet. You couldn't buy a helicopter. Um, I had a client in San Antonio who had an amazing violin with the San Antonio Symphony that he'd had forever, so we did an exchange on that. But then Trump had to kind of make a compromise, if you will,
Okay.
and just go to real estate.
Gotcha, so
I
now we
missed
can
I missed some of those fun ones.
right? Oh, that well, you one thing I love about real estate is how old it is. It's such an old industry. It has the oldest code of ethics that are written down in America. You're talking about this has been around since 1904. Like, it's an industry that's been here for a long time. It's been operating, and there's so many things that are in it that, man, it's already happened. We learn them and think they're new, but it's not new at all. It's been going on for a long time. There are these just different ways, and it's if you're creative, real estate's a great industry for you to be in. Like, you really get to stretch your mind and do things. And if you're good at it, that's what draws people to you, right? Y'all
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
working with all these folks nationwide because you're not good at it.
No, and I work for 3 attorneys in Denver. One of Dan McCabe, our senior member, he's a real estate attorney, he's been doing these for 50 years. So,
Wow.
if I have questions, which Sometimes I still do because I'm not afraid to say, "Hey, I don't know the answer to that."
Right.
Yeah, but I know a guy.
I know a guy, and he's got 50 years of telling me, "Man, you're not doing it for 50 and don't know a little bit about it, that's for sure."
No, no, absolutely. So are
And
you
you
asked
found something
earlier.
you like to do.
Huh?
I said, "And you found something you like to do if
I
you're doing
love
it for 50
this.
years."
Yeah, my skill set is being a go-between. I
Okay.
did it in the insurance business. I worked in London for a year, worked at Lloyd's, learned that skill set, and then I did it having a mobile notary company. I was the go-between, and so now I'm the go-between, trying to help people understand, which is probably the biggest, getting people over that hump of being afraid of it because it's the IRS
Right.
is probably, yeah.
That
But
makes
I
sense.
learned from the ground up, so I'm pretty good at getting.
I heard that. It's the best way to learn. 'Cause, you know the nuts and bolts, and that's what I've learned about real estate, like, education's everything. It's always step 1. Like, don't making the offer isn't step 1. It's educating yourself on it because that's the rules. Once you know the rules of the game, now you know how to play. Now you can go
Yep,
do the other part, which is the people. Like, there's the rules of the game, and then there's the people in the industry. The better you are at the rules, now you know how to engage with the people, and the more you know, and then the better you can serve. And like you're saying,
ex
I like to be the middleman too. I love being the connector in the middle, and there's so many opportunities for that in real estate where you're again, your personality can line up with it. I'm big on getting my emotional paycheck paid along with my financial paycheck, and real estate has been one of the industries that's done that for me pretty much the whole time I've been in it. Now I've switched around when one section of it stopped, but I didn't have to leave the industry
right,
to keep going, right? Like my experience could just keep compounding inside. Where before that, I came from the medical field and I was pretty much locked up unless I wanted to go to school for a lot longer to do the next thing. And I quit like
right,
the thing I was doing. I was like, all right, what do I want to do? How many more years of school I want? Or do I want to, jump into something that lets me grow way more, gives me that same high earning potential and even more real in reality. I was talking to a doctor yesterday. Now he's a real estate investor. I'm like, okay, understood. I know now we know the good direction. Even the physicians come our way.
well, the best ones are those that have real jobs while they're learning, and then they can eventually transition to do, to do the real estate. I'm a psych major, so
Oh, love
most of
that.
yeah, I mean, most of my skill set is people skills, I think, and then just listening and being able to find out what is your dream, what do you wanna do, how can we make it the easiest for you?
Right. Well, that's when you get to have that service. That's when your real you can come out. And that's something again in real estate. I mean, so many people that are truly service oriented. They actually want your good at the end of it. They're not just trying to take something from you. They're there to serve part of it. And we were saying this earlier. I mean, to close a real estate deal, even without a 1031 exchange person, you still need a lot of people. You're
You
still
do,
needing
we
a
need to
title company or an attorney or like you can't do it alone. This is not an alone business. There's nothing you
no,
can do in it by yourself. And typically you're not good at all the parts. That's what I'm in another one of the groups I'm in. We talk about this. We call it the deal triangle, where some of us are deal finders, some of us are deal funders, and some of us are deal builders. We actually bring it off the ground, but very rarely are you all three. It's very common for you to be
right,
two of the three, but to be all three, that's just not a normal person. Like most of us don't have all those in there. And for us as a group, we all saw it. Now we all know which one we are. And when we were like talking, it's like, oh man, I feel free now. I know which section of the triangle I'm in. Now I can just focus and keep all that other stress away. Now I know a guy. Oh, you're good at that side of the triangle? Deal. Hi, I'm Micah. Good to meet you, man. Let's talk.
unle exactly, unless my operations director is grouchy, then I get in trouble
Oh,
because
true.
I'm not an operations person.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
keeping
More,
keeping Scott is a little bit tricky sometimes.
we all got some burden to bear.
Well, that's what David I will brag on my son. My son the youngest son's name is David Blough, and he played quarterback in the league for 5 years, but his goal has always to become a coach. That was his skill set, and he transitioned and was a assistant quarterback coach and just got named the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. So, he's happy as he can be. A little bit
Well,
terrified, but happy as he can be.
well, I came from the football world, not that high level at all, but football, there's so many analogies from football and real estate that I run into, especially when it comes to building your team. Like if you're a business owner, the idea of a coach and how they set their staff up, I love the model because I'm a Gators fan. I'm from Florida, and we've had really big issues with coaches recently. But one we had,
You
he just
have.
hired all his friends. Like that, everybody that came was his friends. And the one we just got in his first press conference, he said it like, it's okay if you're my friend, but if you're not right for the job, you don't get hired. And I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I love that because that's how you do anything good. You put together a high quality team of qualified people, someone that's equipped to do that job well. And then when you do that, now you have a system that's running. You have an organization that can get to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, whatever it is that you want to do. But
Unless your
without
quarterback
that,
gets hurt.
unless they get hurt, right? That's in the football world, man. You live and die on those injuries, and
You definitely do.
it's tough. It is. It's I and when I was in the medical world, I used to go get into I was based out of Jacksonville, and I got to do some work with the Jaguar team in their locker room.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
It was so interesting being around the trainers and seeing like what's the behind the scenes with the group and how it all worked. Cause it's that's where I realized, oh my God, one, you don't realize how many folks are hurt. Like that game it's already violent, but when it's grown men running into each other at full speed, there was so many guys coming through there and just learning what they were going through and how it affected them and how it affects their whole. It was just fascinating getting to listen to the stories and the things they're
Did
doing
you play,
because
Micah?
it's 100% a business and it's also a sport at the same time and just how they connect. Fascinating.
Did you play football? Did you play football?
I played. I did play football from a little kid until I played through high school. And then I was training to play. I was trying out for an arena team, but I hurt my neck. And
Oh,
at
never a
that
good thing.
point, I at that point with the neck injury, I said, "No, I'm done. I'm gonna
You're
hang him up
done.
now. It's
You're
time for
done.
me to move on." And I was a wide receiver, and this was the timeline when you could just annihilate people going over the middle, where targeting was what everybody loved to see. And
And they didn't
yeah,
get called for it.
and there was no calls for it, right? Like Ed Reed was eating people for lunch at about this time when I was still playing football. And I was one of the things that went into it was like, okay, do you want to put your whole self back together and keep doing this? Or do you want to start shifting and thinking about other stages of life? And at
Right.
that point in time, I was like, I think I'm going to switch. I'm in my mid 20s now. I, how much more time do I really have? Right. Cause I was looking at the guys, who's the oldest guy still playing college football and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, this train may have sailed for it, or train may have set on the tracks for you,
Well,
buddy. What are
now
we
they
going
get
to do?
paid in college to play. So because
Isn't that the craziest part? Yeah.
that's a
Now yep, that all
yeah.
changed. But, Lu Ann, I could talk about stuff like this with you for a long time. I really appreciate your time with me today, your story perspective. Thanks for just what it is that y'all do, that service you're providing, the education. I think folks do need to know about the 1031 exchange. It is
They
a
do.
powerful tool in your arsenal, especially as an investor.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
If they don't take anything else away from this, the most important thing is you have to set it up before you close on the
Okay.
sale. It
Okay.
makes me so sad when somebody calls and said, I closed 10 days ago. They told me I've got 45 days to set up my exchange. Once the money hits the seller's bank account, they're toast. We can't help them.
Go well. Thanks for that last final note. So you got to set your exchange up before closing day. So call Lu Ann before it closes so that she can help you through this. Work with folks that are professionals at this and they're going to get it done right. Because if you miss those timelines, it's game over. Now you're paying those taxes. Again, Lu Ann, thank you so much for joining me. For folks that are listening or watching that would like to reach out to you, follow along with you and touch base, what's the best way for them to find you?
Well, our website is Exchange Resource Group, www.erg.com. My number is 972-863-1031. And my email is Luann, Luann, at erg1031.com. I also have a Facebook group that has about 3,200 members in it right now called 1031 Exchange Assistance. So,
Excellent. Again, if you're listening or watching in, check our show notes. We'll make sure to have all of Lu Ann's links there for you. Check her out. Also, see how our son's doing as an offensive coordinator for the Commanders next year. Keep an eye out for that. Looking forward to it. Thanks everybody for listening with us today. If you got value out of today's episode, please like this episode. Share it with someone else you think needs to learn about a 1031 exchange. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We appreciate every single one of you that follows along with us. We got more conversations coming up with operators just like Lu Ann out there building a real business in the industry and serving investors. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.